Bye, Donkey Zoe. Right now, time for us to take a look at a more meatier review of the weekend sports. The latest news in the sporting world right now is that the New England Patriots are now Super Bowl 51 champions, winning over the Atlanta Falcons. But of course, it was a very successful weekend from a South African perspective. The Proteas took an unassailable lead in their ODI series against Sri Lanka, while the Blitzbokke also lifted the Australian Sevens trophy. But let's take a look at all of those winning moments from the weekend. Come on!
Oh, so many
Come on, the
moments.
Blitzbokke! Come on!
And they were made to work for this one. Not quite as mercurial as they were in the previous leg in Wellington, but Sydney, the crowds came out. It looked like an unbelievable venue. And of course, the Blitzbokke being pushed by England in those group stages, actually lost to England. They were pushed by Kenya a little bit, but that might have given them the strength they needed. They came out of the gate so fast in that final up against the old foes, England, looking for a bit of redemption after the Cape Town leg. Sebelo Senatla, I think he's got something like 15 tries in 2 tournaments. Again, player of the final. And that's twice on the trot. He was our player of the year last year.
What a beast, what a legend, what a man.
Out of the fold. Can you believe it? Yeah, no, he comes back to the Stormers to play a little bit of Super Rugby, so he's taking a bit of what he calls a break hiatus. Kwagga Smith also joining the Lions, but both of them were named in the dream team for the tournament. But what I loved looking at Branko de Preas, these so-called substitutes stepping to the fore during those matches. Clearly there is depth in that Springbok Blitzbokke squad, so I don't think they're going to hurt too much.
I almost want to call them the Invincibles. All of them each possess such an individual level of skill that is, you could see them in any team. They're amazing.
Yet they play for each other, and I think there is a culture of winning there that Neil Powell has instituted that is brilliant. So well done to the Springbok Sevens team. They're on a month break now.
A culture of winning that we hope continues on with the Proteas that have now gotten that unassailable lead. The boys played superbly.
I find myself thinking I wanted more from Sri Lanka. I want a match at least, especially on a high-scoring ground like the Wanderers, where we know if you can get set, the runs are there, the boundaries are short, one of the shortest boundaries available, of course, playing for the Pink Drive. You saw Dwayne Pretorius there, named man of the match. Not the fastest bowler, but he really did use the conditions. Imran Tahir, a game changer, as always. We had spoken about AB de Villiers. We wanted him in the runs. He top scored with 60 runs, which kind of gives you an indication of how little scoring was actually happening in the match, but almost a run of ball there as well. I think we won it with 18 overs to spare, but there was a strain. If you were watching without sound, and you know, I think when Sri Lanka were about 100 runs into their innings, suddenly all the players just dropped to the floor. Why? Because bees swarmed onto the field.
Quite a stinger there for Sri Lanka. And then finally, Egypt chasing their 8th African Cup of Nations title. Alas, it was not to be.
Yeah, the indomitable Lions prove themselves to be indomitable. They get their 5th AFCON trophy. Some brilliant goals. Al Nini opening it for the Egyptians, and I think Cameroon were a little complacent, maybe a little out of their depth in that first half.
Man.
But look at that, Vincent netting an absolute cracker in the 88th minute. They've relied so much on Al Hadri in the Egyptian goal throughout. They might have been a bit complacent, thinking he could do the Superman effort, but ultimately Cameroon get their 5th AFCON title, their first since 2002. So well done to the indomitable Lions. And of course, Burkina Faso, they get their just rewards, taking that 3rd and 4th place playoff over Ghana.
Indeed. Congratulations to the indomitable Lions, and we look forward to Bafana bringing it back one day.
Sorry, Arsenal
in our lifetimes, at least. Please don't talk about Arsenal. That's rude. That's very rude of you. There's still lots coming up on this morning's edition of your Feel Good Breakfast. How rude.